So I came out here today to look at this Extinction Rebellion XReadiness survival guide. Here are the checklists, and here are the things so there's checklists on here, and on here seems to be the risks that we are likely to encounter in the climate emergency. So let's start with the checklist. So the emergency plan. An evacuation plan, safe exits and routes from home by car, on foot, and alternative paths in case roads are blocked. So it will take you about 20 minutes to make a household emergency plan. Then make sure everyone understands the plan. In a crisis, you may need to leave your home quickly. Planning in advance saves time and reduces panic. I absolutely agree with that. So yeah, we've done agree a meeting point to reunite family or housemates and have a location A, B, etc. The locations should be accessible by foot and on high ground. If you live alone, make a plan with a friend or a neighbour. If you have children, plan who will pick them up from school, daycare, and second option if the first person can't. Know the location of your fire extinguisher, water valve, electrical panel. Well, we should know these anyway. Each person in the family should know how to turn off the utilities. Yep, we should know them anyway. Each their phones, and at least one payment card on their phone in the event that you cannot return home at all. Everyone should know where the go bag is. The go bag, one go bag. I'm not going to list the go bag, but one of the things I'm going to say is that in there is knife. The UK has all sorts of knife laws. You need to have really good reason to have one. These go bags are missing key components. So this is what I'm going to talk about now. Key components missing from the go bag. Sleeping kit. So there's stuff for cold environment add-ons, hot environment add-ons, but there's nothing in which to sleep, and there's nothing for shelter. So let's think about that for a moment. Okay, so you arrive at your location out in the middle of the countryside, and it looks like this. Right, you've chosen this location because there's no one here. But you've got to have a plan, and the thing is, there's enough materials here to make fires, to have shelters, and to be far enough away from people on footpaths or roads to notice that there's anything going on. And it would also be possible to camouflage your fire here. So how long is it going to take to put yourself a shelter up in this location, and what materials or tools will you need? Well, the materials are out here in the wood. Plenty of firewood everywhere. It's on the ground everywhere. It's in the trees. There's plenty of standing dead trees. There's wood here, whether the weather is awful and raining or whether it's under snow. It is possible to find. And one of the things that the XR document says is that you should be carrying wood and kindling because it's hard to find. I'm just going to say it's everywhere out here. And this is the thing about choosing locations. One of the things about choosing locations is that you need to know where you're going well, and you also need to have a fairly high level of experience. this is the tinder box that I generally carry around with me. It's got a variety of things in there, some knife sharpeners, a tin opener, some fat wood. This is some fat wood that's in there, and this is also some fat wood with birch bark wrapped around it on a rubber band. And it's, so, you know, this is a tiny little box, so it does require a certain level of skill to be able to use it. To build this shelter around me, I didn't use any tools apart from a pair of gloves to protect my hands. The only tool I brought with me into the wood is this Swiss Army knife, which also on a lanyard has a ferro rod attached. And I'm just going to shave a bit of this fat wood just to get some crumbs, and they're really good. So you get these kind of curls off it, and in that size they're really good to kind of help to accelerate the fire going. The thing about the survival skills in XReadiness is it's written by people who've basically never done any kind of wilderness skills, and you can see that by the way it's written, and you can see that from the emissions. Some of the way it's written is it just assumes that people can just pick these skills up just like that. You have to be able to look at an environment to know whether you can survive there. And you have to have experience to look at that environment and know that the resources there are going to keep you alive. Resources that keep you alive are resources that can help to keep you warm. And I'm not talking about firewood, I'm talking about insulation. I'm talking about creating a shelter that will keep you warm and keep you dry and keep the wind out. And if you can do that with the materials that are available, and that shelter that I have built did pretty well.